Hi everyone, hopefully you can hear me okay. Do let me know if there are any issues with the sound. I am live on YouTube and Instagram today. I'm doing really well. How are you guys doing? Um, I feel like, July has just flown by. Like, how are we nearly in August? I do not understand where the time has gone. It's just gone like crazy fast, and yeah, I can't believe that July's nearly over. Um, so today we are going to I'm going to use the tattoo tarot to start with, and I'll see what other decks I'm drawn to. But we're just going to get a message, whatever we need to hear today, and then at the end I'll do a couple of personal questions. So let's have a look. So we have justice. So the good news is that right now there is a real sense of balance and fairness. I feel like you are stepping into a much more empowered state of being. You are realizing your truth. And I think that's been a big theme throughout July is trying to find our truth, trying to find our voice, speaking up at times where it feels a little bit uncomfortable. That's been a huge challenge lately. Justice today is telling us that some kind of balance is being restored. Whatever we say now, it seems to have like an impact. I feel like people are listening to us. It is like you'd be surprised about what power your voice holds right now. I just feel you can say things and people are going to listen. People are going to notice what you say. Like you have some kind of authority at the moment and use it. Like you are being guided to use your power, use your authority. There's a reason why you have been given this sword of truth. You know, there is a reason. It's like you're being given the microphone and spirit saying, speak up. People need to hear what you have to say right now. People need to listen to this. Um, I feel like you are holding the scales of balance. You are bringing fairness and justice to a situation. Your actions have consequences, and I feel like the actions that you have done lately, it is having a big effect, and you are going to notice that you are more rewarded and that you feel more balanced, you feel more grounded, more secure. So we'll see. Justice, I am getting an energy of someone here like asking for a second chance, but you're really weighing up the pros and cons of this. So this could even be, say you got rejected from a job. Maybe they're saying like, look, the other person ended up taking a different job. Like, do you want to, do you want the job? And I feel like you're kind of weighing it up. Or if this is a relationship, this is someone coming asking for another chance, and I just think you're deciding like, is this really what I want right now? So you're really going to notice your throat chakra feeling much clearer. You're going to notice how you want to speak more confidently. And like I said, it's important that you use your voice right now. I think all throughout August, you're really going to have to speak up. You're really going to have to start some important conversations. Two of Swords. Yeah, there's a crossroads here. There's a decision which needs to be made. We've got the Knave of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. You're deciding whether or not to accept an offer. I think this is going to come in August. Yeah, especially because Justice is number 8 in this deck. So I really am feeling, because Justice in most of my decks is number 11, but in this deck it's number 8, which I've just noticed. And that's really confirming to me that you are going to find yourself on the receiving end of an offer in August, but you have a decision to make about this with the Two of Swords. And I don't think it is like a clear-cut decision. You really are deciding, like, is this balanced? Is this what I want to do? Is this what I want to happen here? You're not sure what's the offer. You're not sure what's in like the terms and conditions. I really feel like you got a magnifying glass here. You're trying to look at the details. You're trying to work out, well, what actually is the offer on the table, because just because someone is saying one thing, it doesn't mean that that's what they're actually offering here. So I think you're just trying to really understand what's actually on the table, and this is where your voice is important. You are being guided to ask the uncomfortable questions. You're being guided to hold your boundaries throughout August, and really that's going to set the tone for what you receive. As soon as you start to say, no, that's not enough, you will notice you start to receive much better. And this could be like in all aspects of life, you know, there's not like one set area where I feel this being more prominent. I just think you're being guided, yeah. Ask those uncomfortable questions. Julia over on YouTube, I am so happy that you asked the uncomfortable question yesterday. Like, it needs to happen right now. That's what August is all about. And that's what we're being prepared for. It's like, speak up. Speak up, because not every offer you receive is going to be worth your time and energy. But the Knave of Cups tells me that there is a sense of creativity and spontaneity returning in August. I feel there's a sense of kind of just like dreaming again. If you found it difficult to connect with your dreams in July, don't worry about it. That's going to shift, and you're going to feel like you are more intuitive, and that you kind of like find your goals again, find your visions. You've definitely been so focused on not necessarily like immediate results, but I just feel like the day to day has really taken up a lot of July. I don't think you've had much time for anything else. You've been so consumed by just getting through each day, paying each bill, you know, like just the boring everyday stuff. And there is going to be times like that, and it's totally okay. But I think in August, you're allowed to dream a little bit again. You're allowed to think outside the box, and it's like it's bigger and better. You know, it really feels like what is developing is going to be much more than what you anticipated as well. But that Two of Swords, you're definitely finding yourself at a bit of a crossroads at the moment. And maybe you're trying to make a decision. Maybe you feel like you are stuck between worlds. Maybe you feel like you're not quite sure which way to turn. A lot of that is going to become much clearer. Perhaps you're hesitating because you know that there's something else coming in. There's going to be another option. There's going to be another thing on the table for you to choose between. So maybe you realize, okay, there's, two paths for me here, but I just feel that something better is going to come along. And if you feel that deeply, then you're being guided. Trust that gut feeling, because there's absolutely a reason why you feel that way. We have the Five of Cups. This is a card of disappointment and sorrow, and just generally feeling like things have not been going great. There's an emotional heaviness at the moment. I think July has perhaps been more emotional than we anticipated. Maybe you found that a lot of kind of grief could have come up lately. You know, we are in Mercury retrograde, so it's quite natural to have these kind of moments of reflection, and the past kind of revisiting us. But I really do feel that you've done a lot of healing and growth throughout July, and it's really important that you see just how far you've come, and you just take a moment to be like, okay, do you know what? This month has really changed me, and I am now moving into August, and I feel much more like myself. I feel much more aligned with my dreams and my goals, and I have more like a deeper spiritual connection as well. So there is lots of positivity which has come as a result of this. Eight of Wands. This is absolutely like forward movement. So much happening at once right now. You see the compass in the background here. You're going to have to choose a direction very carefully, because you don't want to be scattered all over the place. August is going to challenge you to choose one direction and commit to it. Don't start like jumping all over the place, because it's not going to help you like stay balanced and grounded. We are being guided to pick a path, commit to that path and try not to be swayed from it, because when we act with like focus, we can really achieve so much more. I have a feeling there's like lots of decisions which need to be made right now. Even small decisions, I just keep being shown like all these different possibilities. And we have to like be very considerate about what decisions we are making right now and just making sure that we're not avoiding any decisions. Sometimes something feels a little bit uncomfortable, so we start to get in like that avoidance mindset and energy. So if you do notice there's something that needs your input, just do it. Just do it. Don't delay it. Three of Swords. This is definitely energy about like a past disappointment and a heartache. And do you know what? I really feel this is like grieving a dream that didn't happen. I just get the sense that you were creating some kind of dream or you were doing something and it just didn't quite work out as you'd hoped. And there's like major disappointment and grief about that. But there's also something you're not seeing to this situation. There's also like something here which isn't clear. I feel like your eyes are going to be opened, and very soon you are going to understand why a situation in the past has turned out the way that it did. And you're going to realize, okay, maybe this was for my highest good. It's like an old dream wasn't meant to be. And obviously that is disappointing, but soon there's going to be something much better which like comes in its place. Yeah, Six of Coins. This is like an invitation, it's an offer, it's balance being restored. It's an agreement. I feel I feel there's going to be an invitation or an agreement which really does shift things. It really changes like the emotional plane of what's going on right now. So currently you might be feeling quite empowered and you might be feeling like, you're in this place of justice where you are embracing your truth and you are feeling like grounded and like you're making the right decisions. But there's also a lot of underlying quite heavy energy. Like I think you're finding your power from like your difficult emotions. So something has gone on here and it was not easy to navigate, but you're coming out of it and you are definitely rising into this strength. But there's still pain here, there's still hurt, there's still disappointment, and it's important that we acknowledge that and we don't try to just ignore it or brush it under the carpet. Feels like we really need to allow this pain, this disappointment to be felt, because once we feel it we can start to heal it. But if we keep ignoring it and pretending it's not there and trying like just to focus on our power and strength, and we're just putting a mask on. We're not really acting in like an aligned way. So I feel things are going to start to move forwards, and some kind of past disappointment or some kind of hurt, it is going to come up again. We're still in Mercury retrograde. It is going to come up again, and that's okay. Because I feel that this time you can finally put it to rest. I feel like you are almost making a promise to yourself, or you're making a promise to someone else, or someone might make a promise to you, and it just feels like this brings back a balance that you've been missing, that you've been waiting for. Um Look out for surprise invitations. Just be aware, be mindful that something may come quite spontaneously and you are going to really enjoy this new and exciting energy that comes in as a result. Five of Coins. Gosh, guys, there's a lot of loss here. There's a lot of disappointment and just feeling like you don't have enough right now. So if you are in that kind of mindset or energy, or you just feel like life is a bit of a struggle right now, that's okay. It might be, but it is going to get better. And I think if we can take a step back right now, we could definitely see what other decisions we have which we could make, which might improve the situation. Sometimes we don't realize the power we have, and we might focus so much on things that we can't change and control that it just makes us feel totally powerless and just like a victim of circumstances. And we get so caught up on the loss and the disappointment. But actually, if we take a step back and look at this from a higher perspective, you're going to realize you do have options here. There's still decisions that you can make which could shift things. So, you're not like a total victim of circumstances here. I feel like Spirit is trying to guide you towards your power and guide you towards kind of being confident, speaking up for yourself as well. It might be that someone here has left you out in the cold, but maybe with that Justice card, maybe it's time to speak up. Maybe it's time to get something off your chest. Perhaps you could bring the balance back here by doing something different or taking the first step here. Really just feel like that's quite important right now, is that we start to like fulfill our own needs and we start to have those difficult conversations. That message keeps coming through. So yeah, don't be afraid of the power of your voice. Three of Coins, you're rebuilding here. You are soon going to find yourself, and I think this is what August is really going to be about. It's rebuilding. Something here you realize it is not stable, it's not secure, it's not fulfilling me emotional, doesn't make me feel good. So I'm going to knock it down and I'm going to rebuild something better. With that Three of Coins, there's this energy of collaboration. So you absolutely are going to be working with someone. Whether this could be Spirit, this could be you working with Spirit, working with your higher self. But I think for a lot of you, this is like a physical connection here that we're working with. And yeah, there's a big energy of rebuilding something successful. Maybe like starting over, just taking a few steps back. I'm showing someone knitting and like they get a stitch wrong. So they just have to like go a few stitches back and start over. I know nothing about knitting, cannot knit. But that's what I'm being shown, and it just feels like, okay, we notice that we've made a mistake, or like something doesn't look quite right. So rather than just trying to like carry on and ignore it, Spirit's saying, no, just rewind. Like, you only have to take a few steps back and you'll feel so much happier at like the end goal, the end like product, so to speak. It's like, say there's something that's bothered you between you and another person, and your guides are saying, well, don't just try to like move forwards with it. Have the difficult conversation, like say what needs to be said, like speak up for yourself, because once you do that, you could very well get the answers you need and start to like move past it yourself. So no matter what area of your life we're getting this little kind of, I don't know, mistake, or we feel like things are not quite perfect, just hit the rewind button and rebuild it, because it's going to be better. Four of Swords, you are being guided to rest right now and just go inwards and be more reflective. I think there's things that we need to understand about a situation. There's things that we need to maybe meditate on, ask for more guidance about, so that we can move forwards. July has definitely felt heavy. Feels like there's been a lot of like heavy emotion that's come up in July. Obstacles, just like general challenges. Like July has not been, it's not been like a fun summery season. It just hasn't felt that way. So you are being guided now. Like, we have a few days left of July. Okay, slow down, reflect. Let's decide what our intentions are for August, because things are changing. Julia's right. 5s and 3s are being repeated. Things are changing. Our spirit team is working with us, and we need to just be open to receiving a little bit of guidance, a little bit of kind of like a nudge in the right direction, because I do feel some big changes coming in here. I promise you, August, you will find your power, you'll find your voice again, you'll start to feel more confident, more decisive. But first, we do just have to acknowledge any disappointments that we feel for like what didn't go on in July, like what didn't come about. Nine of Coins, here you are, nurturing your garden in an energy of like abundance, receiving your rewards. The Nine of Coins is like such a beautiful energy here. And it's really confirming that the heavy emotions that we've experienced have been for a reason. And we are moving past that now. We are ending this cycle. And any heaviness, any pain, any tears that have been shed, it has been to water our flowers. It has been to bring growth. So, a lot of that might make sense. You might have felt that you've been waiting for a while, but soon you're going to feel like you've accomplished something. I told you, when you take a few steps back and you go to rebuild instead of just kind of moving past something and ignoring it because it's inconvenient to take a few steps back, you get to enjoy the end products. That Nine of Pentacles, you feel more abundant and more successful. So the big message right now is be prepared to like take a break. Be prepared to take a few steps back, because it means that you can move forwards towards more success. That Nine of Coins, like, you are going to feel safer, you're going to feel more secure, and you're ready to start planning here. You're ready to start like planning for your future. You're in a place of harvest, so there's going to be rewards coming in, but you're also going to be able to decide, what kind of seeds you're going to sow for this next chapter. Well, you're very welcome. I am very glad that you're enjoying the reading. We're going to pull a few more cards and then we'll do some personal questions. So is there anything else we need to hear today? Here we go. The Emperor. Rediscovering our power, making moves. The Emperor is bold, the Emperor is ambitious, and if the Emperor wants something, absolutely nothing stands in his way. So I think Spirit is really confirming that a lot of action is about to be taken. And the Emperor, you notice this bird here. I think it's an eagle, might not be an eagle, but I just really get this sense of truth. Oops. When you are speaking your truth, when you are just being fearless, like, you make so much progress. And I think that thing that's been holding you back is this fear of saying something uncomfortable or saying something that other people don't want to hear. Do you think the Emperor cares? Do you think the Emperor cares like how what he says is taken? No, he speaks up. He's authoritative, like he's in control. I think Spirit's saying like, we can get back in the driving seat now. We've been a passenger for long enough, and if you want to like steer this in a different direction and change the circumstances, change the outcome here, you have the power to do so. But we have to take control right now, and I think we have to accept some kind of responsibility and just start to like kind of build things which feel aligned with us, like start building our empire, building our legacy. I think that's going to be a big theme throughout August is, okay, what you want to do, you absolutely have the power to do so, but you need to make the right decisions. So a lot of this comes down to us making the right decisions this month, well, next month. So guys, I'm going to do a few personal questions right now. Thank you so much, Betsy. I truly appreciate the generous gift. First up, Pretty, what are your person's current feelings towards you and next action? So I'm over on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm just gonna like get through as many as I possibly can. So Pretty, your person's current feeling towards you right now, they are weighing up their kind of decision. They feel like they have a choice to make and they're not quite sure what to make right now. They're definitely hitting that pause button for the moment, but their next actions, there's going to be communication. I feel like you're going to talk about the decision that they need to make, and they are going to they're going to speak up. They're going to start the conversation which needs to happen, basically. So be prepared for more communication. It might not be like as grounded or as mature as you had hoped, but there will be a conversation which I think you've been waiting for. So over on Instagram, Nat. Okay. Ace of Swords. I feel like you really need to focus on your mental health right now. You really need to focus on gathering your thoughts. And it feels like that's how you unlock everything. I think the power of your mind is much more powerful than you realize. So that's where you're being guided to like invest your energy and spend time healing your mind, because that could very well improve other areas as well. So yeah, a lot of this is about experiencing mental breakthroughs, which is absolutely going to start to shift everything and just make you feel so much better within yourself. Oh, I have got so many messages. Karina. Okay, so let's see. Financial abundance. We have Ace of Cups. So there's definitely an offer, a job offer coming. Like, it really does feel like this is a job offer. It feels like, yeah, you're moving in the right direction. I can literally just see you kind of swimming towards some kind of finish line. So I think you've been mixing things up. You've been going with the flow, but also taking the right action, and you're going to be rewarded on that very, very soon. So there will be a job offer coming. Have a feeling that it, like, August is going to be incredibly positive. 10 of Wands here. Any stress that you've been feeling is going to come to an end. You've been through the most difficult part. This is that final push. The offer is on its way. I don't feel like you've got long to wait, and you are going to be like moving jobs or having a career change quite soon. So that's where the financial abundance comes in. It's from career changes. Hot Girl Rising over on Instagram. What are you supposed to learn from this stage of your life? Okay. We have a Knave of Swords. Do you know what? This is about starting over, allowing yourself to be a beginner, letting yourself learn new things. It's almost like you're being encouraged, like, what does your inner child want to do? This stage of life is about finding joy, not necessarily kind of having a plan or feeling like you need to master everything, but just being experimental, kind of following your impulses a little bit more, seeing where the wind takes you. 2 of Wands. If you want to create opportunities, if you want to kind of experience breakthroughs, then you have to make decisions which feel joyful, which feel like you get to learn, you get to expand and grow. So a lot of the like frustration that you might be feeling with work or the fears that you have, it's about just exploring the unknown and just being that beginner, kind of taking the steps back and um just making the decisions which feel like right for you in the moment, not really focusing on, okay, where's this going to get me long term? Or like, is this going to bring in more money? Or, like, don't focus on the outcomes, just focus on what feels right in the moment. And any fears that you have, the best way to overcome that is just by taking the plunge and just doing something different. So, Brittany, will SC find a way to reach out and meet up? Justice, yes. Okay, so it seems like there is going to be a second chance here, and that Justice card tells me that you are going to receive some kind of justice or fairness from this situation. So you may very well receive the apology that you've been waiting for. Ace of Wands, yeah, I feel there is an apology coming, and SC really would like to have like a fresh start with you here. There is a lot of sexual energy here, so you might find that they approach in a bit of more like kind of like sexual passionate way, but there will be like a genuine apology and some kind of opportunity here to start afresh. You've asked how is his healing journey. Seems to be going well. Seems that like he started to get his spark back and feeling a little bit more like himself, but obviously it's still early days. So I think he's not where he wants to be long term, but he's definitely feeling better than he was. Okay, CC Cake Pops. Message from Spirit. So let's just see what Spirit wants you to hear right now. Things feel heavy here. I feel like you've been struggling to catch a break. I just get the sense that like you've had a lot of burdens, a lot of stress, and you are being guided to like put that down right now and be very careful about what you are carrying with you. Because I am picking up that you can't keep going forwards the way that you have been doing. There does need to be, yeah, like the death card here, there needs to be a change in approach. So you need to decide what you are shedding and what you are moving forwards with, because not all of this can come with you. I think you already know what you feel like a soul connection to, or what you feel like you need to take into the next chapter. But anything which feels heavy, anything which feels like you're ready to lay it to rest, this is the time to do it. You are in a state now of your life where like things are transforming, but in order for the transformation to take place, you have to be prepared to like let go of things as well. So this is a really exciting, chapter for you. This is like a fresh start here. But Six of Cups, look, healing. There's healing here that needs to happen, and I really do feel that as you let go of the past, you'll start to feel much more optimistic about the future here as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more. So Rachel, has your DM been looking at your social media? If you do want to book a reading with me, you can book a one question written or recorded if it's just one question. And whatever your topical question is, I will think up a tarot spread. I don't just pull one card. I'll do like a whole spread for you and give you as detailed an answer as I possibly can. So 10 of Wands. No, I don't feel like they have been recently. High Priestess. If they have, it's been very secretive. If they've been looking at your social media, it's been through like a different account that they have or something. They haven't been looking at your account directly. They don't want to know when you are checking their social media. They don't want you to know when they are checking your social media. I don't think they have lately. I think they have been too stressed, but I wouldn't be surprised if, especially as Mercury goes direct, if they do start to have a little peek and see if they can figure out what you have been doing and what you've been up to. There's definitely a real, like, they are intrigued about what you're doing, but they just feel like they feel a bit stuck. They feel like when they look at your social media, it just keeps them more stuck. So I think they've been trying to break that habit, but I do think the curiosity is going to get the better of them soon enough, and they will have a look at your social media posts soon. So guys, if you do want to book a reading, I didn't get a chance to do yours today, please just book a reading with me via my website, sacredspacereadings.co.uk. Like I said, I've got one question options where you can ask any question. If you've not got a question, just give me a topic you want me to look into and we can see what comes through. I'm also doing the August forecast readings as well at the moment. So I've done quite a few of those today, and you can have written or recorded delivery. So if you want to have a look into your August and find out what's going to happen, then you can book that option on my website as well. But thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I have loved doing this little live for you. And I will see you guys next week. I will share on my Instagram when I am going live, so you guys can find out the day before it happens. But thanks for being here.